WJSV, Washington.
The Life and Love of Dr. Susan. This story of an attractive young woman doctor who is trying to make life worthwhile for herself and her two young children is presented by the makers of Lux Toilet Soap. One of the hardest things in the world to decide is just what makes a woman attractive. Everybody has a different idea. Some men prefer red-headed girls, and some men like brunettes with curls. Some men like 'em small, other men like 'em tall, and some say a blonde is the sweetest of all. Some men say it's blue eyes that win. Some men like a soft, dimpled chin. But between you and me, every man will agree that he can't resist beautiful skin. There's no doubt about the fact that every man admires a woman with soft, smooth skin. And that's why it's so important for a woman to be sure she's giving her skin the right care. With Lux Toilet Soap, you can be sure you're doing that. Lux Toilet Soap has active lather that removes all dirt and dust and stale cosmetics. It helps you keep your skin soft and smooth, the way it ought to be. And that's important. Use cosmetics all you like, but give your skin the protection of perfect cleansing with active lather. Why don't you start in tonight using the soap 9 out of 10 screen stars use, the gentle soap that helps you keep your skin soft and smooth, Lux Toilet Soap. And now for the story of Dr. Susan. Yesterday, Dr. Susan Chandler heard from her 16-year-old cousin Nancy that Butch Bixby, the famous pitcher whose arm Susan had cured, has lost his nerve and is refusing to pitch in the big exhibition game. Nancy finally confessed that this was because Butch believed that Annabelle Waite, daughter of wealthy Joshua Waite, mayor of Valleydale, didn't ever want to see Butch again. Susan discovered that this belief was due to a lie cooked up by Annabelle's mother. Upon discovering the true state of affairs, Susan went immediately to the Waite house to talk to Annabelle. She pointed out that Annabelle was the only person in the world who could cure Butch's inferiority complex. As a result, Annabelle took her courage in both hands and decided to go to Butch and tell him she loved him. It is now late afternoon of the next day. Susan, her 12-year-old son Dick, and Skiddy Van Rickenbacker, Nancy's fiancé, are sitting on the front steps waiting for a telegram telling them the results of the big exhibition ball game. They are shelling peas.
Oh, dear. I hope Mr. Blodgett doesn't forget to wire us what happened. That game was scheduled to start at 2 o'clock. Must have been over nearly 2 hours ago.
Maybe they went into extra innings, eh, Skiddy?
Well, they might have.
I hope not. Butch's first game in such a long time. Those extra inning games are terribly hard.
Maybe he was taken out. Maybe he didn't pitch at all, like Mr. Blodgett was afraid of.
Of course he pitched. Annabelle made him, I hope. Oh, goodness, Dickie, don't be so pessimistic.
Yeah, well, if everything is all right, why don't we get a letter from Mr. Blodgett?
Sure, I don't know. Oh, dear, I put the last batch of peas in with the pods.
Never mind, Dr. Susan. I'll pick them up.
Oh, thanks, Kitty. Oh, goodness, now I've upset the paper bag. I'm as nervous and jumpy as a hen on a griddle.
Well, you're not the only one, Dr. Susan. When I speak to Nancy lately, either she doesn't hear me or she bursts into tears. I can't make out what's the matter with her.
Oh, just remember, Skitty, Nancy's only 16. Girls that age very often have, moods. Besides, we're so anxious for Butch to be able to pitch again, we're all pretty upset and absent-minded.
Well, I hope that's what it is. I wouldn't want to think Nancy had, changed her mind about me.
Oh, women are nuts.
Don't you believe it. Your mother's one of the sanest people I've ever known.
Thanks for the compliment, and hand me some more pots.
Sure. And your grandmother's no slouch either, Dick.
Yeah, but Nancy and Marilyn, phooey. Hey, Mom.
Yes, Dickie?
Can't you do something to keep her from tagging after me all the time? Marilyn, I mean. She's getting to be an awful nuisance.
Oh? I always thought you and Marilyn were so congenial, Dickie. Think of all the good times you've had together.
Yeah, but that was when we were kids. Now that I've took to running around with the gang, well, gee whiz.
Is running around with a gang so much more important than playing with your own sister?
That's not the point. There comes a time in every fella's life when girls are superfluous.
But I expect Marilyn's pretty lonely. Don't you think you could find some way to find time to play with her? Just now and then?
Oh, gee whiz, Mom.
Uh-oh.
Look who's coming up the street.
Oh, my goodness, Mrs. Wade. Still looking like a thundercloud.
Want I should make a face at her, huh, Mom?
Certainly not, Dick. Let's all be awfully busy and pretend we don't see her.
Yes. And then she won't have a chance to snub us.
It's no use, Mom. She's turning in here.
Goodness, what do you suppose has happened now? Hello, Mrs. Wade. Isn't it a beautiful day? Come on up and sit down.
I intend to come up, but I won't sit down. This is the last time I'll accept any Chandler hospitality ever.
Why, Isabel Wade.
I just came over to tell you I've received a telegram from Annabelle.
Was it good news?
No. She married that wretched ball player this afternoon the minute the game was over. Mr. Blodgett was best man.
Oh, no wonder we haven't heard from him. He was probably so excited he forgot all about telegrams.
Oh, this is no joking matter. Annabelle's life is ruined, and it's all your fault, Susan Chandler.
Never mind the details. Did Butch play? Was his arm okay?
I suppose so. Annabelle said he pitched a shutout, whatever that means.
Whoopee!
It means he's terrific. You should be very proud of your new son-in-law, Mrs. Wade.
Proud? Oh, if he ever dares show his face in this town again, I'll slap it.
Oh, you're so bitter. Annabelle's your only child. How can you begrudge her happiness?
She was my child, you mean. She doesn't belong to me anymore. I have nothing more to do with her. You saw to that. Well, let me tell you, Susan Chandler, you're going to regret sending Annabelle off last night. I'm going to see to that if it takes the rest of my life.
Isabel, please. You're only hurting yourself. It's bad for you. Go home and lie down. You'll feel differently about things after you've had a good night's sleep.
You don't think I can do anything to hurt you, do you?
No, we don't, so there.
Vicky.
And that reminds me, you, Richard.
Who, me?
Yes, you. There's a vacant lot opposite the school where you boys play, I believe.
Sure. That's where me and the rest of the Valleydale Comets practice baseball and football.
Not anymore, you don't. That vacant lot belongs to me. If any one of you so much as sets foot on it, I'll have you arrested for trespassing.
Yeah, but gee whiz. There isn't any other lot big enough for baseball. That means we couldn't play anymore.
Yes, that's too bad, isn't it? And when you break the news to your friends, tell them they have Dr. Susan Chandler to thank for being put off of the property.
Isabel, you can't. That's so unfair. Dickie's done nothing to hurt you.
No, but he's your son. I'm going to make you pay for what you've done to my daughter. Goodbye, Susan Chandler. And remember, this is just the beginning.
The old hatchet face. I'd like to kick her teeth in.
Dickie, don't. She'll hear you.
Suppose she does. Gee whiz, Mom. Now look what you've done. Do you have to go and get mixed up with that old battle axe?
I knew she was mad at me. But I never thought she'd take it out on the children. I suddenly feel kind of cold. There's not much warmth from the sun anymore, is there? Dickie, will you run upstairs and get me a sweater?
No, get your own sweater.
Dick.
Well, I gotta go over and tell Bum and Tubby and the rest of the gang what's happened.
Mrs. Wade can't really do you any harm, can she, Susan? Even if she is the mayor's wife?
Well, I wouldn't have thought so a few minutes ago, Skitty. Now, I'm not so sure.
Why, Dr. Susan, you're shivering. Shall I go and get you that sweater?
No, thanks, Skitty. I think I'll just go inside.
Oh, excuse me, Cousin Susan. I'm just coming out.
Oh, that's all right, Nancy. Come along.
Oh, no, after you. You've got all those bags and bowls and things. I'll hold the screen open.
Oh, thanks.
Has anybody heard anything from Butch?
Yes, he won the game.
Oh, did Cousin Susan say he lost the game?
No, he won it.
Well, my goodness, that's what she's been hoping for. She doesn't have to look so glum about it. Did anything else happen?
Yes. Butch and Annabelle got married right after the game.
Oh, I see.
You don't sound very excited about it.
Well, why should I?
Well, I just thought... Never mind. Skip it. Nancy,
Uh-huh.
you know, it seems sort of funny sitting home like this.
What do you mean, funny?
Well, usually when it gets to be fall, along about now, I'm all busy packing up and everything, getting ready to go back to college. It seems kind of funny to be sitting doing nothing.
But you wouldn't be going back to college anyway. I mean, even if you weren't here with us, you graduated last year.
Yes, I know, but I always thought I might go on and get an engineering degree. But of course, that's no good now that we're getting married, I mean. It'd be sort of superfluous for a married man.
Well, you don't have to get married. Nobody's going to make you. Go ahead and break the engagement. Go ahead if that's what you want.
Nancy, I don't want to. I never said I did. I thought that's what you've been trying to do.
I have not. That's not true.
But for days you've been acting all queer and touchy, as if you didn't want to have me around anymore.
Oh, Skitty, I'm sorry. I know I've been perfectly horrid. I wouldn't blame you at all if you broke the engagement, but I don't want you to, honest.
Then you still love me, Nancy?
Oh, yes, I love you very, very much, only I've been sort of distracted lately. It's like, well, when fireworks go off in your face, you sort of forget how bright the sun is.
Huh? I guess I must be awfully dense, but I don't get it.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters except that we ought to get married. Quick, before anything else happens to distract us.
You mean before Christmas?
Oh, yes, now, next week.
But I thought you wanted a big wedding with a veil and bridesmaids and everything.
No, if Annabelle can marry Butch without all that, well, so can I. I mean, the important thing is we love each other, isn't it?
Well, yes, I guess so, sure.
You don't sound very convincing.
Well, gosh, I was just thinking we can't elope or anything like that.
Why not?
Well, you're underage.
I could lie about that.
No, sir. Marriage is a serious business. I'm not going to start it off like that. We've got to get Dr. Howard's consent. He's your legal guardian, isn't he?
Oh, yes, but Cousin Susan's the one that counts. Uncle Howard will do anything she tells him to.
Oh, okay, then I'll have a talk with her.
When?
Or how about tomorrow?
No, now, right away.
All right, Nancy, if you say so. Gee, and I thought you didn't want to get married anymore.
Well, I do, and you've got to make Susan let us.
Sure, leave it to me.
It won't be easy, Skitty. You have to be firm with her. Don't give her a chance to say no.
What will Susan say when Skitty tells her that he and Nancy want to get married right away? Listen in tomorrow at this same time and hear how Skitty has a change of mind and how Nancy's jealousy leads her to a bitter accusation. Today we're going to have a little musical geography. Some people live in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. Some people live by the beautiful Ohio. And some people live underneath the Carolina moon. And still other people live in 1010 Tennessee. And you know, it's a wonderful thing. No matter where you live, you can always buy Lux toilet soap. Wherever you are, this fine white soap with active lather is available to you. And because of this wide distribution and large sale, you can buy Lux toilet soap for only a few pennies. And that's important to every woman who wants to run her house beautifully and economically. Because Lux toilet soap is as fine a soap as money can buy. In it are only the finest ingredients. A cake of Lux toilet soap is solid and firm and long-lasting. You'll be proud to have luxurious white Lux toilet soap in your house. And don't forget, a few small pennies is all you have to give to get Lux soap, no matter where you live, whether you're in Troy or Butte or Cedarhurst. Get Lux soap today, that's September 21st. Why wait until September 22nd, 3rd, or 4th? Get Lux soap today, that's September 21st. The life and love of Dr. Susan comes to you with the good wishes of the makers of Lux Toilet Soap each day, Monday through Friday. Be with us tomorrow, won't you? And ladies, there's another dramatic treat in store for all of you tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Daylight Time, 10:30 Central Time, when you can hear the famous serial Big Sister over most of these stations.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.